Hi everyone and welcome back to Yorkshire Railway and welcome back to another model railway review. This time we're going to be looking at a Hornby steam locomotive in the form of this. A BR Thomson Class O1, number 63806. So yeah, it looks spectacular on the artwork, but let's get it out the box and we'll take a closer look at it. And just in case you want to get one for yourself, it is code R3730 and there is a bit of information on the back as well. So if you want to pause and read this for a bit of history, as you can see it is classed as an 8F, so that is a freight locomotive, which is quite nice, and some nice technical drawing as well. The tooling is from 2011, so it's getting on a bit, you know, we're looking at over 10 years old. So let's take a look. Does it still hold up? Oh, wow, yes, that looks really, really nice. So yeah, we're in the clamshell packaging. And we've got some instructions in here. So let's have a look. So we've just got general bits in there. We've got lubrication points just at the top there. Assembly for the tender, which does show there is some wires going in there. So yep, DCC socket should be in the tender. It's got close coupling features, and then we've got the body removal and yeah, DCC sound or just DCC chipping is in the tender. So yeah, that's lovely stuff. And then we've just got brake rod fittings there as well. So yeah, nice bit of information, but what we've really come to see is the locomotive itself. So let's slide this out the clamshell, a block of ice as I tend to call it, but I know it's more known as the clamshell packaging. And there we go. So we've got a detailed packaging with brake rigging, and there's some kind of like weird square pieces, not really sure what they are, so anybody in the comments can enlighten me what they are. But that should mean that all the details should be fitted to the locomotive. Right, a bit of shininess, like some oil's leaked in there, but it has been sat in packaging, so yeah, sorry, packaging storage. But yeah, this is as great as I remember it. It's not dreadfully heavy, but I wouldn't say it's light at all. Yeah, it's plastic running plate, so it's not got any die cast in there at all, but I don't think that discredits it at all. I'd say detail wise it's actually really, really great. I love it in this BR black. So we've got the cylinder drain cocks down there, lovely setup on the wheels there. You've got the brake rods, lots of different separately picked out bits on the side here. I love the rivet count that you can see across there, that really stands out nice in the BR black. Also we have the handrails that go around the front as well, dome, whistles and the valves, chimney. Yeah, no opening on the cab roof there, it's just permanently stuck open. If I move it around to the front, we'll have a bit of a closer look. So yeah, lovely printing there for the number on the front of the smoke box there. Metal sprung buffers, they're quite nice chunky buffers as well. We've got a fitted chain coupling, which is great. Lamp brackets are great. I've just noticed as well, you might not be able to see it, but on the side just there is a builder's plate, so that's really nice to see. Let me just flip it around, let's have a look at the cab. So yeah, cab wise, look at that painting in there, that's really, really nicely decorated. Lots of separately fitted parts in there as well. There's chairs as well for the crew. Tender wise, we've got a lovely coal load. I really like that, nice and fine. Tender, yeah, tender's not very heavy and there's not really much detail, but a lovely printing of the British Railways crest there. Yeah, that's really nice. And then wheel configuration, yep, there's no traction tyres to be seen here, so that's great. And at the back, we've also got sprung buffers, NEM coupling. There's a good pivot on that as well. Some lamp brackets and handles there as well. Yeah, all in all, a really nice looking locomotive. Let's see how it performs on the track. As far as I remember from when I first purchased this, it was a very good performer, but this is obviously before I started doing reviews, so we'll take a look and assess it again. Okay, so down onto the track, and the lovely O1 looks absolutely spectacular. I did notice as well that looking down the chimney, it is open and you can actually see the flywheel in the front here. So looking down the chimney, yeah, there's a really nice large looking flywheel. So this is promising to be probably one of the better locomotives I have in my collection. But let's give some juice and we'll see how she performs. Okay, that's in reverse. That's quite a impressive slow speed. It's quite a large wheelbase as well, so I shouldn't expect any problems on the point work. Yeah, just bringing it back into frame. Let's start it up again, because I'm pretty sure that had a really good crawl. A little bit on the coggy side. Oh, it's actually stalled. Let's see if it's going to recover itself. No. There we go. Maybe it is because it has been sat in storage for a while. It probably just needs a bit of a run in, but yeah, regular running speed, absolutely fine. Got quite a hefty speed on there. In terms, obviously, it's supposed to be quite a large locomotive in terms of pulling. So if I put my finger, oh yeah, it's got a lot of torque. So yeah, shouldn't have any issues pulling a large rake of freight. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a run around the layout and just give it a run in, seeing as it has been sat in storage for it's just over a year, but about coming up to about 2 years nearly. So yeah, long time since I've actually had this one out running. So yeah, going to give it a fair run in, just treat it like it was when it was brand new, and we'll see if any performance comes back into life. I might give it a little simple service as well, just re-oil if I need to. But looking at the oil on the cab that's probably come out from it being in storage, it might not necessarily need it, but I'll give it if it does. So yeah, send it on a run around the layout, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I've just done a simple running. Haven't done it quite as long as I would normally, which is about an hour in, half an hour in each direction. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the performance. It seems to have got a little bit better as such, as it has just had a little quick run in, just about 10 minutes in either direction. So yeah, I think that should absolutely be fine. But let's see if any performance has come back into life. So front crawl. Yeah, it is still seeming a bit on the coggy side. A little bit of a shame. It's something I never really tested when I first got it, but it seems to be handling a slow crawl better in reverse, which is a bit strange. I've not had many locomotives like that, but yeah, it does seem to be a little bit better in reverse. But who's to say, you know, converting to DCC, that slow speed probably will be a lot better, so that is something to take into account. And obviously I am using the terrible Hornby select controller. I know a lot of people come in the comments have commented recently, why don't I upgrade the controller? And that will stop this hideous noise coming out of my locomotives. But it is because I am planning to upgrade to digital, so I don't see the point in investing in, you know, gauge master controller, which is going to, you know, just for the simple gauge master control sets you back for about £100, whereas a nice DCC controller is about 200. So rather than having to fork out for £300, I'm just going to save up and wait to get the DCC controller, and then do the painful task of converting all my locomotives. But it's all part of the fun. So yeah, I'm not too fussed about the controller as such, but yeah, enough rambling from me. So yeah, crawling speed, it can do a little bit of a crawl, but it is a bit coggy, so that is a bit disappointing. But regular running speeds, even the slower running speeds, it is, I would say, absolutely fine. You know, that kind of speed, it's nice and slow, nice and controlled. I've got no issues at all on that front. If anything, it does seem a bit fast at once you get to sort of 40%, which wouldn't probably be a normal running speed for this. But yeah, it's a nice, powerful locomotive, so that's the main thing really. So what I'm going to do is, you probably noticed there's a rig of mixed wagons behind the locomotive. I'm going to get those out of the second line, and we'll get it hooked up to the lovely O1. Alright then, so let's see if we can get the O1 coupled up to this Hornby open wagon, which is the T. Harrison's and Sons. Obviously, if you want to check out how I made the coal load, that I have done a tutorial video on that as well, so do check that out if you want to see how I've done that. But let's see how she performs with this massive rake of wagons. So off we go. As you can see, it is quite a large rake, but yeah, seems to be handling so far so good. There we go, so we've got the first lap out of the way. O1 is absolutely handling us absolutely fine, so we're at about 40% speed. So as you can see, there is a bit of a weight. And there is a bit of a dip in that corner as well, hence the little bit of a speed up. But yeah, I think that the locomotive's handling this massive rake absolutely fine. And as it should. I mean, as an 8F, this is one of the more powerful locomotives in the British Railways arsenal. Also, you have the 9F as well. But the O1 is obviously one below that, so yeah, should be handling a very good large goods train. Should have no issues with that at all. But yeah, there's no wheel slipping or anything like that. Just very nice, slow, controlled speed. So yeah, I am absolutely happy with this. Okay then, so time for some ratings. So this is for Hornby's Thomson Class O1. And we'll start off with performance, which I was a little bit disappointed with, so I've awarded it 3.5 stars. It's by no means a bad performer, but certainly it would be better if it could have a better crawl. Slow speeds are in reverse, certainly very well. Going in a forwards direction, not as good, but certainly not bad. And at a relative running speed, absolutely fine. So I've got no issues with that whatsoever. It just would be nice if it could do a bit of slower speed. Certainly, being a freight locomotive would be nice, because you're obviously going to want to maybe do a little bit of shunting with it, even though it is a larger loco. So yeah, that's why I've awarded it 3.5 stars. Detail-wise, 4.5 stars. I think this is an incredibly detailed locomotive, from the gear linkage to the handrails, the separately fitted parts that are on it. The cab alone is absolutely fantastic. The coal load, really, really, really realistic. So yeah, I absolutely love the detail on it. Reason really I'm sort of knocking it down just a little bit is because there's not a lot of die-cast parts on it. It is heavily plasticky, but I don't think that means that it's a bad locomotive in any shape or form. Livery wise, again, I've given it 4 stars this time, simply because although BR Black, it's not really much you can do with it. You can't really go wrong, but it certainly is a bit flat in some places. It can sort of give it that plasticky sort of look to it. So I think a bit of die-cast would have made that go up to a 5-star rating. Quality wise, that's rated at 4 stars as well, and it's certainly bumped up just because of the detail in the livery. As I said before, the performance at slow speed isn't great, but bumping it up with looking at the locomotive as a whole, I don't think it's a terrible locomotive. And then we get to value. So this was the main thing. I've not really said this in the review so far. So I purchased this when I was first getting back into the hobby. So this was my 3rd locomotive purchase. I bought it off of Amazon, which I know isn't brilliant. Certainly, probably should be supporting a actual retailer. But at the time, I didn't really know anywhere nearby, and certainly we were sort of just coming out of, I think, the second or third lockdown or something like that. I can't really remember at the time. So yeah, I bought this off Amazon for £99, which I think for a large tender locomotive is actually pretty decent. And I've had a little bit of a Google just to see if there were any of these still about for sale, from brand new. And to be honest with you, picking up a second-hand one that's in high quality, you're going to be paying roughly about the same price I paid for this brand new one. You can get a brand new one if you wish. There are still some available. I saw them at Olivia's Trains, and I think it might have been TMC. Don't quote me on that one, but I definitely know there were some at Olivia's Trains. But they were going for £140. So certainly, you could pay that £40 increase and get a brand new one. But I think if you look for a decent second-hand one, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. And to be honest with you, I was expecting, with obviously the recent price increases and everything, I would have thought that these would have been going for a lot more, which I'm kind of happy that they're not. I think if we hit the sort of £150 mark and we're going above that, then this deserves a lot more features on it. I would expect a flickering firebox as a bare minimum for that now. So yeah, I definitely think at the price I've paid, I can't fault it and give it a 5-star rating on value alone. And that gives us to the overall rating of 4.2 stars, which I don't think is bad at all. It's a very, very good performer, barring the slow speeds, and certainly looks the part on the layout. So I am overall very happy with this locomotive still. And yeah, I definitely will be having maybe a mini re-review once it's DCC chipped to see if the performance does get any better, as well as hopefully I can find a sound chip as well for it as well, so that'd be quite nice. But yeah, that is the end of the video, so I hope you've enjoyed this review, and let me know your thoughts on the Thomson Class O1. Do you have one of these at home yourself, or are you thinking maybe of getting one now? And do you think I've reviewed this very fairly? It's always nice to know that in the comments down below, so drop a comment down. And if you've enjoyed it as well, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well if you're not subscribed to the channel. You'll get notified when I upload new reviews as well as any other train related content. So take care everyone, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.